I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, Montgomery Lower School. We're excited to be in the midst of Halloween Spirit Week. A lot of fun, I know, that's happening on campus. For tomorrow, don't forget to decorate a hat at home with Halloween themed items, and you are to wear that to school with you on Thursday. On Friday, wear your favorite orange, green, purple, black, any of those colors, or perhaps all of those colors together for Halloween themed kind of day on Friday. MSCA has some fun things planned for all of our classes, and I just really want to thank them for being so creative and really thinking so hard and long about something fun for us to do to celebrate this fun season that we're in. Really appreciate them thinking of both the on-campus learners and the remote learners. So thank you so much to our friends in the MSCA. It is my pleasure today to introduce our first 8th grade lower school chapel of the year. I get to introduce Miss Hannah Smith. I've known Hannah since she started at Montgomery in 5th grade, and now she is a big 8th grader. One of the things I loved about Hannah right away is she's the oldest sister in her family, and she really wears that hat with her friends and on campus. I could always count on Hannah to be a friend to all the younger students in lower school when she was a 5th grader, and I've just seen that continue on as a wonderful trait of hers through her years at Montgomery. She is an avid reader. I love having book chats with Hannah. She is a supportive, deep thinker, friend to all, cares about everyone, and that is really true, wonderful qualities about Hannah. She is a lovely girl, and it is my pleasure to bring Hannah Smith to the stage as she begins her 8th grade chapel experience. Good luck, Hannah.
Thank you, Mrs. Murata, for that kind welcome. Hi, I'm Hannah Smith, and today I shall be talking about photography, my life, and how the two relate. So when I was young, I would always see these people that do so cool things, but they've been doing it since they were young. My young mind thought that you had to start really early to do something, like a child prodigy. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Stop thinking it. Stop it. I know each one of you has thought that at some point. I started taking photos once I got a camera. It was an old thing where you could barely see the screen or the pictures that you took. I never used it, only for like a week at a summer camp that I go to. But when I got a phone, I started taking photos on that. At first, it was daunting taking photos on my bad camera compared to really cool photos from like cool professionals. But I did a bit of research and learned how to take good photos and edit them all from your phone. But I digress. Focus on what's important, but please don't forget the big picture. Over the summer and my first month or so of school, I had a lot of old friends from like years ago trying to contact me. I was stressed over COVID and wasn't really feeling that great, so I just ignored them. But it had gotten to a point where one of them finally asked, "Are you mad at me?" At that point, I had finally figured out my school situation, and I wasn't as stressed out anymore. So I responded, saying that I'd had kind of a hard summer, but I was feeling better. Now, we started talking, and now we talk at least a few times a week. Point is, focus on what's important, like school, mental health, your family, your friends. But don't get so hyper-focused that you miss out on the big picture, like older friends or things you like to do, like your hobbies. Okay, so my grandparents have a creek in their backyard. It's actually the same creek that runs through campus. You know, the one that you go on creek walks with Miss Dadalow? That one. From a young age, I grew up fishing in that creek. Fishing requires a lot of patience, and you have to try a lot of different angles to get a catch. You might have success at one spot for once or even twice if you're lucky, but not have anything even after you've moved spots like a billion times. But once you do, the end result is so worth it. Plus, it tastes pretty good too. In photography, you can take photos from different angles, slanted, on the ground, etc. Even if you change the angle by accident, like that photo of the tree taken by Anna Magarelli, you can still get a really cool photo. Okay, so I want everyone to dig back into their memories and pull out one right before COVID started. Like maybe a few days, maybe a week max. Can you do that? If not, that's fine. A lot of people can't. But if I asked you to go home and find a photo from a few days before COVID, you could probably do that with ease. People in that photo on the right are three very close friends of mine. Maddie, the one with the blue lanyard, stole my phone on the way to us walking to the bus. I thought nothing of it, but 2 days later, the whole world was in quarantine due to COVID. I mean, it's not the best photo with half of Anna being blocked out by Catalina, but it's still a photo, and that's why photos are still important. I don't really have any memories of my dad's late mother, as she was almost one when I died, or I was almost one when she died. But I have plenty of photos of her, as shown by that one on the left. Take photos just in case you can't tomorrow. Develop from the negatives. Okay, so older cameras didn't used to be digital. There would be film in them, and you'd have to take the film home and do some complex process involving dunking the film in chemicals, washing it off, and leaving it in a dark room to develop. I don't really know. The downside is that you don't really know how the photo will turn out until it's developed. Plus, film's expensive, so you couldn't really take a million photos and just delete the ones you didn't like. So if you have a bad photo or a bad experience, don't get discouraged. When my dog Mason died, I was devastated. He was the only pet that I have ever had, that I really remember anyway. Plus, he died at a really inconvenient time, as the next day, my mom, my sister, and I had to travel to Illinois to see a cousin of ours. But I was able to get something good out of his death. I still have plenty of photos like that one of me, Mason, and my dad on Christmas, like a while ago. Plus, I was able to get our current dog, Kyla. I love Kyla, and I know she couldn't replace Mason, but that's okay with me. If things don't work out, just take another shot. So when I was 6, my whole family and I took a trip to a summer camp. We went on some walks, I don't really remember, and we passed the camp horse barn. I wanted to go and ride the horses, but you had to be 7 to do it. I was determined to go the next year, once I turned 7, and ride the horses. And I did just that. The next year, my mom signed me up, and I rode my first horse on my own, a young mare named Bailey. I had a blast, and once we got back home, after hours of begging, my mom finally signed me up for lessons. Best thing she's ever done. I rode at the same barn for years, but a summer or two before I came to Montgomery, I stopped riding because I didn't really enjoy it anymore. The barn wasn't really teaching me anything new, and I never made any real progress. But 2 years ago, we took another shot, and we found a new barn, one that could actually teach me how to ride. It was tough because I had to relearn everything that my old barn taught me, and everyone should know how hard it is to break bad habits. The barn I'm at now has taught me how to trot, canter, even jump, all in the span of like 3 months after I joined. Last year, before COVID, I got to go on the most advanced ride at that summer camp where you canter around the lake. It's like a fast walk. It's kind of like a run. Even though riding a 1,200-pound animal and taking a photo are completely different, you can still learn a lot from both topics. Now, here's a video of me like last Saturday riding the horse that I usually ride, May.
God, the other day there were vultures all over the trees up there. There must have been something in the woods that died. It was so weird teaching vultures just staring at us. Perfect. And I'm like, we're all alive. Go away.
Which one of you are
Yeah, it was very healing. Hazardous life.
my dog?
Matt used to try to catch the football. Rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lag there. Keep going. Land in the lead. Keep going. Come on, Meg. Very good. We just have to work on finding the middle, but very good.
As you can see from this video, I still make mistakes, but I learn from them. I listen to my instructor's corrections, and as you can hear, and I use them to help me ride better the next time, also so that I don't fall off. Find beauty where you least expect it. If I were to show you this photo, where would you think it was taken? Probably a park or a beach. Well, not really. I took this in the parking lot of a grocery store. Not the most photogenic place, as I'm sure you can tell from all the people and the cars. When COVID struck, my dad was furloughed for 2 months, meaning he still had a job, but he wasn't at his job and he wasn't working, and he also wasn't getting paid. But he still found some beauty in it. I was talking with him, and he told me he hasn't had 2 months off since he started medical school 20 years ago. He said it was nice to take some time and spend it with the kids, aka me and my siblings. One of his favorite quotes is by Tony Stark. No amount of money ever bought a second of time. I mean, yeah, we drove each other crazy, but we also made unforgettable memories, like hiking up a small mountain, or doing giant puzzles that took up the entire table and drove my mother mad. All right, this is Mantis. The two of us would like to thank you for listening to my chapel, plus my ramblings about my life and taking photos. But I digress. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy almost Halloween. You're almost there. Thank you.